You are a natural born public speaker, and that's a fact.
Do you actually feel guilty, or were you just told to feel guilty?
Focus on actually what we can do.
Point it out and show it to me.
You have the freedom to do what you want to and be what you want to in America.
What are we going to do about it?
What oppressed me?
Just saying.
So the CRT stuff, BS.
What is going on, folks and Folkaramas? I am Ty Smith, and you're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. If you have been watching my channel for a while and you've been liking it, make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you like this one. Also, double check to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. If you are new to the channel, kind of passing through, you've seen a few videos, keep on doing that to get an idea what this channel is about before you do subscribe. And also, folks, it is up to you guys for videos like this and voices like mine to get out there. So make sure you let other folks know about this channel. Like, you can just verbally tell 5 people about this channel, okay? So I appreciate it if you guys did that.
I committed adultery. It was nearly 20 years ago. It continued far too long. I sinned. I need to say that, and you deserve to hear it.
Churchgoers rewarded him with a standing ovation, but things soon took a darker turn. A woman named Bobby Gephardt joined him on the altar and said she was the woman involved, and the preacher was not telling the whole story.
I was just 16 when you took my virginity on your office floor. Do you remember that? I know you do. You did things to my teenage body that had never and should have never been done.
She said she had been traumatized for 20 years by her experience at his hands. Then the woman's husband, Nate, joined in and held up some jewelry.
This was Bobby's covenant of purity ring, which she wore while this man had sex with her, and she felt ashamed all these years.
As she stormed out of the church, members of the congregation embraced her and shouted angrily at their pastor.
If you did it, you need to admit it. 100%.
The pastor had to face the congregants and beg for their forgiveness once again.
I ask you to forgive me, and that's all I can do.
Abby Plummer is the preacher's former daughter-in-law. She also knows the victim well.
It's sad all the way around. I felt for Bobby. I admire her and Nate for doing that. But the only reason the truth came out was because Bobby and her husband had the courage to walk up there and tell the truth.
Brianne Boswell, a reporter for Wayne 15 in Fort Wayne, says people have been suspicious of the preacher for years.
We spoke with a lot of community members on the street today in downtown Warsaw. They honestly say that they aren't shocked by this information. They say that John Lowe always seemed as though he was too good to be true. There's always speculation that there was something more happening behind closed doors.
All right, so, woo! You guys just seen that video, right? I mean, guys, this is going to be a hard one. This is absolutely crazy. I love the fact that they got up there and did that, and the pastor admitted to it. And what's crazy about that is that you get a lot of people that this happened to, and this pastor, y'all, it's so many complexities in this, man. Like, for instance, this has happened to some pastors before where the woman was lying. You know what I mean? But in this case right here, man, she got up and said that she was 16 years old before he did things to her body, blah, 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 blah. He admitted it up there. So what do you do from there? Is it, I mean, it's past the statutes of limitations. And guys, y'all, this is going to be a hard one for some folks to swallow. I'm telling you right now, yes, according to the law, that man should be going to jail, in prison, et cetera, et cetera. He did this to him when she was 16 years old. Now, I don't know how old he is. No, they say 60-some years old. Yeah, he should have been going to jail. And she, y'all, so many things. She continued. I don't know all the full facts, but if she continued to go to that church for 20 years, that is crazy. And on top of that, her and her husband, why they wait to confront him now over it? Like that, woo. But at the same time, y'all, I'm just telling you right now, the pastor got up there, he confessed, even though he tried to keep it a secret a little bit. He confessed it. She got up there and called him out. He asked for the congregation to forgive him first. I don't know if he's done this already, but he should have definitely been asking God to forgive him first, foremost. That's what he should have been doing. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I know some of y'all, we're going to look at this, and for when he did it, while it was going on, absolutely sickening. 20 years later, he's asked for forgiveness. This is going to be a hard one for some people to follow. The congregation, they forgave him, even though, like, again, really didn't need to ask for their forgiveness. Who the forgiveness he should have been asking for is the girl that he did this to. Plain and simple. Now, she didn't say whether she forgave him or not, but she did leave. So many psychological things can happen to this girl while she's going through that. She continued to sin to this man if she was still going to church, hearing his teaching, hearing him talk about righteousness, and knowing that this happened to him. He could have, if he know that he did this, what if he would have went up to her by himself, had a talk with her and told her to forgive him, But I don't know if this is a virtue signaling thing as well, where he tried to get up in front of the church to tell them this. Did the church even need to know that? You know what I'm saying? One thing that happened in the Bible that you guys all know about, most of you do, is that a woman was caught in adultery. They threw her before Jesus. They got ready to kill her because it was worthy of death to be committing adultery. They were getting ready to kill this woman with stones, about to have a rock concert. And when they were getting ready to do it, they wanted to know what Jesus thought about it. And Jesus was just writing in the dirt. He told them, he said, you that is without sin, cast the first stone. Nobody threw a stone. In this case right here, we have a classic example. But what makes this different is this girl was 16 years old. Okay, was now. This 20 years later, so I take it she's 36. The same thing applies, folks. It's going to be hard for y'all to swallow, but the same thing applies. He asked God for forgiveness. He's forgiven. I don't know if he asked her for forgiveness. Apparently he didn't, because she was up there going off. You can tell she was mad. But had he had done that with her, knowing that he did that, had he had done that, would he even have to have necessarily got up there and talked about this publicly? Because that would have been settled between him and that girl and his wife. They would have to have dealt with it, I take it. But this is where I think some people go wrong at in things like this. This is not a lot of times a place for you to get up and publicly confess that you did something like this in front of the whole congregation, because things like that is between you and God. And I always tell people all the time, who you are behind closed doors, that's who you really are. Plain and simple. So in this case, I know that there's going to be a lot of folks, and I'm out here, I understand. You will be mad that it's crazy. You did this to a girl. She was 16. I get it. I completely get it. 20 years later, according to our law, I'm almost thinking 20 years later, I don't know, Bill Cosby and all that, but is the statute of limitations passed? Can he still be prosecuted for this? I don't know that yet. I think the best thing he can do right now, go to that girl, sit down, tell her he's sorry, that he was despicable, he was disgusting, he was definitely riddled with devil's rhetoric at that time, committed adultery. Jesus even mentioned that. He said, if you look upon a woman to lust after her, you have committed adultery with her in your heart already. That man had a heart issue. So some of y'all are going to be upset and mad, because this is going to be a hard pill for some folks to swallow. It's forgiveness, because I know that we want justice. We want judgment. We want to get them right now. But that's what a lot of us do. We want to take something that happened in the past to bring up right now, but we want justice right now because you feel like it's happening to you right now. Right? So again, from a minister standpoint, this man needs to go to this woman and really ask her for her forgiveness, how sorry he is, etc., etc. I don't know, do something to make up for it. I don't know what but because she was stuck with that for 20 years, and that's crazy, man. These things can have effects on people. Now, I've known a bunch of ministers around me who have done stuff. Of course, I'm not going to ever say no names. And it can be devastating to families. You know what I mean? It can definitely be devastating to a person's psyche all around. But y'all, I told y'all there's going to be some of y'all that y'all not going to get this. That's what Jesus died for. The Bible says things like, and such were some of you. It also says all have sinned and come short of the glory. Now, I know that we live in a world where we like to actually have levels of sin. Like if somebody did something wrong, like him doing this to the 16-year-old girl is far worse than him doing this to just another woman. But in God's eye, the man committed adultery, period. And to me, that's rape, because it definitely don't seem like that might have been something she consented to. From the sound of it, it don't seem like it. You know, it sound like, I don't know, God. I don't know all the details, like I said. If it was, you think things like, why didn't she tell her parents? Why didn't she say something to somebody? And I'm just telling you, if this was my wife told me something like that, I would have went and confronted the guy over it. Like, man, I'm sending under your teachings. My wife's saying you did this to her. Just saying. But the hard part about this, folks, is that if nothing happens out of this, that girl is definitely going to need to find it in her heart to forgive him. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to go on. I don't know what type of trauma that might have been having in her marriage right now that she's with. You just don't know. But if nothing is to be done with him in a lawful standpoint, then it's sad, because if she doesn't forgive him, she's going to be stuck with all that anger, that hate, that malice, and that's the sad part about something like this. He can go on knowing that he got his hands washed of it. Not to say that it won't haunt him about what he did. Not to say that it won't bother him about what he did. But he get to go on because now it's like it's off of him. But then, yes, she's the one that can be remaining there stuck with it. So then she'll have to find it in her heart to forgive him for doing that, which is going to be tough, y'all. I'm telling you, it's going to be tough for something like this. So anyway, I just want to roll that out there for you guys from my minister standpoint. And again, things like this that happen, folks, you mess up on something like that, don't go up in front. This is not an AA meeting. You don't get up there and confess in front of the whole church something that you did. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to be the future of this church or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people that probably going to have a lot of questions, especially if you had kids that grew up in there. Now people begin to question their kids. Did he ever do this to you? I'm just saying it's going to have a whole lot of stuff to roll out, folks. Just a lot of stuff. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this right here. Let me know what y'all thoughts is on this, especially if you're from the same background I am, Christian background, minister background, and you know this. If you dealt with something like this and you had to counsel somebody like this, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, all right, so let me hear from y'all. Leave in the comments below this video, all right? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus. What's going on, everybody? So, hey, check this out. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to view these videos. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also right here is where you can catch the next video, the latest video that I've done. But like right up here, this is stuff that I've done kind of in the past. So in this area, you might find a video that I've done in the past. It can be funny, it can be something serious. It does not matter. But this is something that you can also do to check out more material that I do in my channel, because I do a lot in this channel, all right? So again, appreciate everything from you guys. Keep on watching it, keep on supporting it, and God bless you all.